and wellness coaching. How are you? Grab your coffee, tea, and pull up a chair and let's have a chat. So, I am weeks out from my return from Europe, specifically France. I spent almost 2 months there. I was actually in Paris for business and decided to extend that. I ended up in French school. I'm going to be learning how to speak French so I can hopefully spend part of my expat life in Paris and also in the United States. I do love the United States, but there are some things that are missing that I would love to enjoy in this season of my life. So, in addition to that, I ended up traveling around and I just got so much peace. I was able to just be, I wasn't on the hustle and the grind. And being away from your normal day-to-day routine, getting into a new environment, seeing a different experience, that changes you. You do not come back to the life that you left the same. It's absolutely different. So there's a phrase in Paris referred to joie de vivre, and this is the absolute joy of life. And I feel like that is something we really need to tap into as women on this menopause journey. We are overworked, burnout, stress, hormones are just all over the place, and we're trying to be the best version of ourselves, but we have all of these things that are happening, and you literally have to change some things to do a reset and get into this place where you're feeling great again. And one of the things that I know for sure, Oprah used to write this article in her magazine, like, what do you know for sure? What I know for sure is change is inevitable, and change can bring about a positive outcome or it could bring about a negative outcome. It depends on what you choose to do with the change. And I'm the person that always see things like the glass as being half full instead of seeing the glass as half empty. And after coming back from Paris, I realized that I need to bring this to my ladies. Some of my ladies are just doing the same thing and expecting a different result, and it's not happening. Hello, everyone. I see some waves. How are you? Thanks for being here. So, what I want to do is bring into a space for women a way to slow down and embody that joy de vivre. So, I had a program that I've been working on to bring in some of those elements of what I felt like when I was in Paris, some of the things that are like still a part of me. And it's just given me such a different perspective on this journey. And in bringing those things together, I came up with this program, the power, the pass, the power, passport to power. That's what it is, passport to power. I was playing with the words. It had to have passported. So passport to power. So this is a way to go through this transformative time of our lives on this menopause journey and have a new life in the most positive way. And what I've done is pull together like 4 main elements I want to lean into and help you navigate this season of your life in the most positive way, and also bringing about health and wellness, because that is one of the keys. You have to be well as you're navigating this season of the menopause journey. A lot of times we're not taking care of ourselves, which contributes to us not feeling the best when we're going through this journey. And knowing that these changes are going to happen and how to navigate them and how to have a way that's not going to be so difficult to adjust to, but knowing that once you start that pathway, you're going to feel so much better. And then life is going to open up for you and you can see all of the possibilities that's in front of you. Like, what does this next chapter hold? But first and foremost, health is the main thing. So we're going to be bringing in an element of the health and wellness. And when I talk about health and wellness, part of that includes like, what are you doing to help your body to heal and get back to a state of homeostasis? Like if you're the person that's running out and grabbing fast food on this journey, that will not work. Your body is changing and she needs nutrition, good nutrition. And that was one of the things that I experienced while I was in Paris. The food over there is so different than the food we have in the United States. And part of that is because we have so many of these companies that are able to put so many chemicals and preservatives in our food, and that wreaks havoc in our bodies as we're going through the menopause journey. We have to have great food, okay? The second element is like the stress. We're just moving at such a fast pace as Americans that we're not slowing down to be. And that's what happened to me when I was in Paris. I had the chance to just be. I didn't have a crazy schedule. I didn't have to do 8-hour days and 4 hours of commute on top of those long 8-hour days. I didn't have a lot of social obligations. I didn't have a lot of things that required my time. I was able to just slow down and be. And that's one of the things that's missing. Busy does not mean productive, and busy does not help our nervous system. It is so important that we're able to be in this space, to have our bodies to just slow down, take it easy, and just breathe. And that's another aspect of it. When you think of breathing, most of us breathe very shallow. And you think about dogs, like dogs don't live a very long life because they're breathing very short and shallow. We have to do breathing that's so deep and from our diaphragm, and that helps to enable a longer life. It's so important understanding the breath. Another thing is to elevate the possibilities of what life can be for you during the stage. If you had told me a year ago that I would be living in Paris for almost 2 months, I was like, no way, no way. But I had to, in retrospect, start saying yes to some things in order for that to be a reality. So I did it by saying yes to the invitation when I was invited to speak at the Women's Conference in Paris. It seems like a stretch, but now in retrospect, it was just a universal line and said, you know what, this is where you need to be. Because after you go through this experience, you can help so many women. So I said yes. And that opened up into so many more things. And it allowed me to be able to have an extended stay in Paris. So I think I've been to Paris like 5 times. And each time I go, it gets a little longer and a little longer. But basically, it's like you go over there for a vacation for 4 days or so. You're traveling 1 day there, 1 day back, and that's it. And you're back into your life. But you didn't have a chance to experience a slow realignment back into your life. But that's what I had the ability to do by taking almost those 2 months. I felt like it was perfect. There was a lot of things that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to do, but there was so much that I was afforded to be able to slowly experience that I hadn't been able to do on all my other trips to Paris. The next thing is to ascend to a lifestyle that's in more alignment with us as we're moving through this menopause journey than living the life that we lived when we were 10 or 15 years or younger. As our bodies are changing, we have to change a little bit and flow with what our bodies is asking her for during this stage. So those are some of the takeaways of the things that I had experienced in Paris. And I want to invite you to be a part of my community where I'm going to have a beta launch of a program to help you to experience those things without having to actually fly off to Paris. But eventually that's going to be the goal. But just having a space where you can come and embody some of the things that I experienced when I was in Paris, and that will help you on this menopause journey. So if you're a woman that is burnt out, you're in this place where you're not healthy, your doctor is telling you you need to lose weight, or you got high blood pressure, or your cholesterol is off, come with me. I can help you with that. In addition to understanding that stress impacts our health, it brings about like this extended waistline. You don't have this little waistline because cortisol has a tendency, like hormone, it's just like increasing your waistline. So you just have to work in a different way and understand how to function to help your body to navigate this season and not end up with this larger waistline. If you take a tape measure and you go beyond 34 inches, then we have a concern because you are borderline of major health problems once your waistline gets beyond the 34 inches. So again, I encourage you to make some changes, lean into the joie de vivre. That's what I did. This is the joy of actually slowing down and experiencing life in a way that your body needs as you're navigating the menopause journey. So I invite you to reach out to me. The program is called Passport to Power. It's a transformational process, and we're going to go 4 weeks and cover different aspects that I have just shared, just a little bit but it's going to be much more expansive, and it will be bringing in my Parisian experience. And that is something, to me, ladies, it's life-changing. It's life-changing. You're going through the menopause journey and you're having some difficulty, reach out to me. Again, I'm Beverly with Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching. I'm a certified health coach, and I help women to break through the stigma of menopause and lead into a fabulous, confident, and sexy new vision of themselves through this journey. So again, I am launching a brand new program that was based on my experience in Paris, and it is called the Passport to Power. This is a transformation to help you navigate this next season of life in a healthy way without all the stress, and to elevate to the next level of your life in this new chapter that's ahead. So I look forward to having you reach out, ask questions, put them in the comment. I'm also available. My calendar is on my website, and you can connect with me there. It's beverlyhillscoaching.com. So thanks for taking a few minutes and being with me. And I look forward to seeing you in my new program, The Passport to Power. Take care, ladies. Bye.